Thank you, Steve. I was just about to do that. All right, and this is being recorded for your viewing pleasure at a later time and date. If you're unable to join us, you can always use the recording as well. So what we're going to go over today is going to be a little bit technique and a little bit technical, but I've made this as simple as possible. And I want to talk a little bit about why this is important for you to do. For some of you, you're already aware that there are several agents in the company already that are having some success with putting themselves out there, either on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. I know that I just found out there's a couple of agents that are trying TikTok. And what is the premise? Why do you want to do this? So let's talk a little bit about what we're going to go over and how we're going to, I'm going to change that just for a second. Let me stop the share one more time. I'm going to redo that. Hold on. There we go. Okay, now I got it right. Okay. So I want to share with you a little bit about what we're going to do, who this is for, and who it's not for, who your real competition is, what works that creates attention and what doesn't, why you need posts that break patterns, and I'm going to give you a 4-part formula that works for any post or that you put out on social media. This is specifically targeted to generate leads and build relationships for real estate agents. This is not trying to be an influencer. We're not trying to get views. What we're trying to do is talk to the person or persons that we want to do business with. Who do we want to do business with? We want to do business with sellers that are either at or near the point of wanting to sell. And we want to talk to buyers who are at or near the point of wanting to buy. It doesn't mean that all of the people you speak to will feel that way, but you're going to be building relationships. Where you can find the tools to create this content, and the content that I'm going to share with you today shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes. The first time might take you a little bit more, but once you get used to it, this is a no-brainer, easy process to do. By the end of the training, we're going to identify and create content. You'll be able to identify and create content for your posts. You're going to know what to say in your posts to create engagement, because that's the real key, is creating engagement. That means not just getting likes and shares, but actually interacting with the people who are viewing your content. We're going to build a simple, repeatable strategy, and that'll help boost your business and walk away with 5 repeatable templates that you can use every week. Okay, so who this is for? This is for new or growing agents who want to build authority on social media without spending hours creating content. One of the first things and that stops everybody is, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to post. But the reality is that we actually say these things every day. We already know what our sellers' problems are. We know what our buyer problems are. We know what kind of challenges may come up, and we know what the answers are. If you're practicing your objections, you know that those objections are going to be repeated over and over again. So we want to focus on the things that are going to make sense to people out there. And it may sound simple, which it is, okay, but we want to put ourselves out there to build authority. Agents that are ready to move beyond just random, just listed, sold posts and actually engage in your community. Who this is not for. It's not for agents who only want to self-promote and are not interested in building relationships with their audience. And it's also not for people who already have a strong, consistent strategy that drives leads on social media. If you're doing something on social media that's driving leads to you, then this is not for you. Don't change what it, don't fix what isn't broke, right? Or, yeah, right? That's how it goes, right? So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Okay. So, Often I have been, if you've talked to me lately, I have said multiple times, and this is my message for the end of the year, that your true competition is not other agents. This is a myth, okay? The real competition is invisibility. It's not that you are competing against other agents. The only time that you might compete against another agent is if you are competing on commission, right? So somebody's undercutting you. But that's not really a competition. That's desperation for them to try and get business. And that's, that is the thing that we want to try and avoid. I want to work with people who already know and like me and want to build the trust factor. This is where social media comes in. So if people in your market don't know who you are, what you do, or how you can help, you don't exist in their mind, right? They don't think about you when it's time to buy or sell. I'll give you a quick example of that. I had a very close friend of mine who I've known since high school, and he owned 3 properties, literally about 8 minutes from my house when I lived in Jupiter. And it was his mom's condo, he had a condo, and his in-laws' condos. I don't generally talk about what I do in real estate, and we just really never had the conversation for years. He knew what I do, what I did for a living, but he didn't know. We didn't talk about it on a regular basis. And believe it or not, he ended up listing those 3 properties for sale with a friend of his sister's instead of with me, which was like, Mark, his name is Mark. I'm 8 minutes away, man. It's like, he literally said, I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think of that. So this is even when you're close with somebody, if you're not reminding them, if you're not putting yourself out there as having, I work in real estate, they're not going to think about you. Visibility builds familiarity. Familiarity builds trust, and trust drives opportunity. The more you're seen, the more you become the natural choice. This is where social media comes in to help, because people can't hire you if they don't know. Consistent visibility keeps you top of mind. We put out ads in the newspaper, we send out postcards, we send out flyers, we do door hangers, we do all of these things to make ourselves visible, but we're lacking in the one thing that could make you visible to thousands of people in one shot, as opposed to a few, handful, or maybe even a couple of hundred, okay? So visibility creates authority. Showing up with value-driven content positions you as a local expert. And when you're visible to the people, they're getting to know you, and they will start to like you. And here's the truth of the situation. The truth is that you will attract those people who are attracted to you, to your personality, to how you, the way you talk, the way you move, the things you say, how you say it, right? You're going to attract people who are similar or attracted to that type of personality. We all don't have the same personality. We all don't approach the business in the same way. You could have someone who's a very aggressive, assertive type personality, and a person who's very analytical and flat level, and then you could have a person who is kind of like on the funny side, and more extroverted, and all 3 of them can do great business, and you will see that they will attract the type of people who are attracted to that type of personality, and that's where the competition lies. It's not about competing with other agents. It's about getting people to know, like, and trust you, who want to do business with you, and who you want to do business with too. So attention equals opportunity. Every post, call, or event is a new door to a potential client relationship. So every time you put something out on social media, every time you pick up the phone and do your prospecting, and every time that you put an ad out, okay, or do a community event, That's an opportunity. So why not multiply those opportunities? If I put out a postcard and I send out 1,000 postcards, in a perfect world, I would see 1,000 people would see me. That would be awesome. But that's not how it works. We know for a fact that postcards have anywhere from a 0.03% to 1% response rate. So that's really, out of 1,000, that's 30 to 100 people out of 1,000. But on social media, if people are watching and consuming your content, I can reach many people over and over and over again for almost no cost or no cost at all. So multiply your relationships. Consistency is really the key, meaning if you do it once, don't expect dramatic changes, okay? And I'm gonna be the first to tell you, social media will take 3-6 months. Some people, it's taken a year of consistency before they started to see the results from it. So it means you don't stop the other stuff you're doing. We don't stop prospecting. We don't stop, putting out the ads in the newspaper. We don't stop putting out the postcards. But what you will find is over time, each one of those things will become more effective. The more visible you become on social media, the more visible the more effective your other marketing starts to hit. So the more you show up, the easier it becomes to attract business instead of chase it. So what works and what doesn't work? And for this example, I'm just going to use just listed, just sold posts. Okay, I'm not picking on any one thing. I just want to use this as an example. Okay, a lot of agents rely on just sold posts. How many leads of buyers or sellers have you received from a just listed or just sold post? Anybody? On social media? Has anybody received
I'm
a
sure
lead?
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Naira.
You had said how many leads do people get from those?
Yeah, have
Was
you
that?
ever received a listing or a buyer from a just listed or just sold post?
Never.
No, right?
I've not, no.
Why? Because just listed, just sold posts on social media start to look all the same. And what happens in our head is we start to filter out what's repetitive or predictable. It becomes background noise, right? If you do spend some time on social media, something like you're doing the scroll, and if it doesn't strike you as being different, and you're hitting your phone, it doesn't strike you, you'll scroll right past it, right? It's just background noise, right? The audience thinks nice, scroll along, okay. So the brain is wired to stop on contrast. You need to break patterns, and you need a strong hook. What do I mean by a strong hook? You need something that captures your attention, right? Our attention system is tuned, and this is scientific, not guessing, for survival, okay? When something unexpected pops up, we stop. Now, the old fight or flight syndrome, there's also the freeze, right? So people, either fight, run away, or freeze in place. So when something stops and grabs their attention. And that's what we want them to do. We want them to freeze in place when they see it. A bold headline, an unusual question, or a surprising fact breaks the pattern of scrolling, and the contrast is what makes somebody pause and engage. So we want to actually engage. Authority comes from value with a story and interaction, not just promotion. So it's not just about saying, I'm number one, okay? Trust me, if you want to be number one in something, call JD Powers, and they will make you number one in something. They have found a way to make every automotive dealer or every automotive company number one for something. So, and that doesn't come cheap, by the way. So posting only sales makes you look like a billboard, right? Authority is built when people learn value from you, right? And connect it with a story. So it's not just about, I sold the property for the most money. It's about the story of how and why you were able to sell the property for the most money. And the people, how it affected the people that you were working with. When people comment and share, Facebook will reward you by showing your posts to more people, and your authority compounds. And this is true of any platform. The more interaction your posts get, the more comments you get, the more DMs you get, the more you respond, the more you interact, the more that will be pushed out. So an example would be if you just put a just listed, just sold post out on Facebook, and 99% of them, 99.9% of them are going to get zero, except maybe some people might get, other agents in the company and say, oh, that like, okay, great job, right? But the truth is that post will be gone by tomorrow. But if I have something on Facebook that posts that engages people, they will start to push that out, right? If they see that people are engaging or commenting and there's interaction with that post, it has a longer lifespan. It may last 2, 3, 4 days, even up to a week, and being able to get more people to respond to you. So it's compounding. Okay, so here's what works and what doesn't work. This is the noise, right? So these are just some random just sold posts that I pulled out from Facebook. And they all start to say, they have big bold word, just sold. Okay, good for you. Give me your reaction. What is the reaction when you see a post that just says just sold? If it's not somebody you know, what's your reaction?
If it's somebody I don't know, I don't have a reaction.
Exactly, perfect. Exactly, right? You don't have a reaction, right? You just go right past it, right? So they all start to blend in together, and you just pass by, right? Again, I'm only using just sold and just listed as an example, but this applies to a lot of other posts that we do, even just listed sometimes, or what would be another one? Sold for $32 million. Okay, good. You made a good commission on that. Now what? Okay, what you need to do is break patterns. All right, so here's some unusual examples that I found, both on Facebook and on Instagram. There's a lot of different ways you can break patterns. You break patterns by using color, contrast, dark backgrounds with light fronts. If you see, the background here is dark, but I'm wearing a white shirt so that I become the center of the video, or the picture that you see. You can see here is a bright blue sky in the background, and there's a graph, and oh, that looks a little bit interesting. You can see here she's up front, in your face. These are some of the best ones, right? You want your face in there. You want to be seen. That is the point. So that this way you get more people to see you. You're more visible, right? This is good because there's a lot of different pictures here, and you can see that there's a nice waterfront view here, and the price is big down here, and for her market that might be a great price. Over here, I thought this was great, right? He posted this: I wasn't in the market for a house, but, and you can see circled down here, $250 in free tacos with the purchase of this home. I thought that
would
was
definitely get me.
There you go. Okay, so I don't even know if that's real. It could be AI. I don't care, but I just thought it's a great idea, right? And here you can see this is a different way of attracting to sellers, right? So here, 5 under $500. 5 ways to upgrade your home for under $500. That might grab somebody's attention who's thinking about, selling or doing upgrades. But at least I'm starting the relationship. This picture down here, upside down house. Believe it or not, that is not AI. That is an actual real estate office in New Mexico. So they built their office upside down to make it look upside down to attract attention. And they post that picture. And when they post that picture, it gets engagement, right? People look, what is that? How, is that, what is, this was the whole premise of, what's the, Ripley's Believe It or Not, right? They do the upside down buildings and stuff. So, and making them unusual so that they stand out. They contrast to the patterns that are in our head. So it grabs attention and makes us stop, right? That's what you're looking for. Look at the background. Look at the content that you're putting in. Is the information that you're putting out there of value? Or is it something that would make people say, oh, that's different. That's different, okay? So if you stop blending in, you start standing out, and you're not a secret agent anymore. I know Brian just mentioned that in the meeting yesterday. Don't be a secret agent. Many of us are. And the people that do no business whatsoever, the reason that they're doing no business is because nobody knows who they are or what they're doing or what they do, right? Because here's another myth I'm going to tell you. We actually don't sell homes. Is that a shocker? We don't sell homes.
We
Right?
don't?
What we do is we market. We are marketers. We are marketers to get the home visible. So we will always, and this is where I don't want to say the hypocrisy, but the contradiction comes in, is that we market properties. We'll put the property out. We get it out on the internet. Oh, is my house on the internet? It's one of the first things that we talk about. Get the photos, put it out on the internet. But do we do it for ourselves? And that's the key, because that is really what you need to do. You need to market you. You are a business. If I have a pizza shop and I don't put out any advertising or coupons or anything like that, chances are my pizza shop's not going to stay open very long. If I'm an attorney and I don't have any advertising, billboards, or TV commercials, I'm probably not going to get any clients. Right? So building authority. One, you want to be a market expert. What's really happening with prices in, Key Colony Beach? And then share local stats and explain them simply. Don't talk, you don't have to make it complicated. And I'm going to show you actually how to do this and what we're going to be doing. I'm going to show you what I did. So how we sold this home in 7 days. So during a slow market, this is a client success story. See, these are the 5 things that you should be putting your content around. Being the market expert, client success. Next is Mythbuster. No, you don't need 20% down. And explain other options that you could do, 3 to 5% down options that you've used and how they help the people that you use them with. Community connector. 5 local businesses making waves in Layton. Not that, I don't even know if there are 5 businesses in Layton, but in Isla Morada, okay? Highlight small businesses and people, right? This shows you as a community, you're part of the community. You're connecting people who are in your market to the community, to the local businesses within that community. So it shows that you're putting people together. And then educational. How to add, 10K in value with $500, or show before and after upgrades. Talk about concrete spalling. Talk about insurance. Talk about, what happens if you want to put a dock in the back of your boat. What happens if now we have this? You have great information right now that the 299 square foot limit has just been dropped, right? Why aren't you out there sharing that information and talking about what could you do? What does that mean? How does that work? Right? This is information that connects you with those homeowners. And once they connect you with as an authority in that area and you provided value to them, you now just created a lead for life. And this is how you build your pipeline. So here's the 4-part formula. Well, actually, before we go to that, does anybody have any questions, anything that they would like to bring up before I go further? Okay.
Frank,
Yes.
of course, my what's the word I'm looking for? My constant overthinking. I'm always afraid of saying the wrong thing, especially when you're talking about a deal. Like if I'm talking about my seller or my buyer, I don't want them to be offended in some way Like normally I ask if I can post about them, right? But then I'm afraid if they're gonna not like that I said something. I don't know. I'm just always afraid when I'm including other people.
Here's the key to that, Lauren. I'm going to be and be very blunt about it. Is that were they happy at the end of the sale?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
always
so
are.
if they're happy at the end of the sale, and I go, oh, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, would you mind if we, if I get some information or take a video and then post or talk about what happened during or how I helped you? Is there anything? Ask them for their input. Is
Okay.
there anything that jumped out at you that I could share with others that in our interaction together?
Okay.
What was the best way I helped you? How did I help you?
I like that. Okay.
Right? So this way now you don't have that issue, right? And even if you have, a situation come up in a deal, it's okay. Don't use their names.
Right.
Right?
Oh, of course.
So because you got to talk about the good and the bad. Let me ask everybody this. Does anyone in here think that Brian is liked by every single person in the Keys?
I'm going to go with no.
Okay, right? Do you think that Brian has said some controversial things in the time that he's been here?
Maybe once or twice.
Okay.
In case he's on
There's
the,
been a handful.
in case he's on the call.
Okay. So
He doesn't care.
does Brian work by being authentically himself,
Yes.
right? So he is authentically himself. He says and does what he believes. Has this hurt his business in any way?
No,
Why?
because usually you're gonna like somebody, you're gonna hate somebody. You can be indifferent about them, but you still see them. They're still out there. You still know what they do.
That's great, Natalie. That's perfect. Okay. They're going to like you or they're going to hate you, right? The
Yep.
worst thing that can happen is you're in the middle, that indifference, right?
Mm.
Like me or hate me, that's fine. But I don't want to be stuck in the middle because
Okay.
that's purgatory. Okay. Lauren, did you have something?
No, I said that was good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, think about that. Just be authentically yourself. There's and then, Lauren's personality is much different than Naira's, and it's much different than Natalie's. It's much different than Brian's, right? So think about it from that perspective, and just be you. That's key. That's a key when you're online, right? Just be you. So here's the 4-part formula. When they think real estate, they think you. That is that not what we all want?
Right.
Okay. They think you. So you need 4 things in every post that you do. I don't care if it's a static post, a video, just a picture, something, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. 1, you need the hook. You need something bold, something that builds curiosity and interrupts their pattern of thinking. This is actually called attention science, and we want to stop the scroll, right? You need a story. You need something quick, relatable, tied to local real estate, and that keeps stories stories that are simple but add more emotion to them. Right? This is in social media. What does work is connecting emotionally on an emotional level. So, and most people, when you say emotional, I don't mean cry. Okay, I mean it's got to be joy. It's got to be something upbeat. I'll use something very relatable. Amanda, you have a landscape company. There's a very popular guy on TikTok that goes around to houses that are overgrown and he cleans them up, right? For free. Yes?
He is my favorite. I love him.
So
Not just on TikTok, it's on Instagram too, but
it's a guy mowing the lawn. Why do we watch?
That's so funny because one of my on my Blue Seas Lawn Care page, one of the videos that got like over 5,000 views was I just literally my husband, me recording him walking up to the lawnmower, the 0-turn lawnmower that we got, and all he was doing was like walking up to it and getting on the lawnmower, and it was like a big yard that we had, and I'm like, why does this have so many views and my other beautiful ones with flowers no one even cares about? But I guess people just like to see action. They like to see what they're interested in, you know?
There's
So,
something exact what they're interested in, because interest is an emotion, right? When we connect, we're connecting on an emotional level, right? The old saying is people make decisions with emotion and then back it up by logic, right? So when you do those kind of things, we just, and he's doing something good. There's a lot of different levels when you connect on that, those kinds of emotions. You need actionable insight. So you need to share a tip, a fact, or idea that they can use, right? Market data, improvements, community, something that is actually actionable. And then you have to ask an engaging question. This invites conversation, right? Clear insights, questions lead to comments and direct messages, DMs or direct messages. That's the conversion part. So you need to offer something similar. Here are the 5 templates that I'm going to give you, right? These are the easy ways to do this. So this is a local curiosity post. Hey, did you know the oldest home in Florida Keys was built before the Flagler Railroad? So with a $100 mortgage, George Adderley bought 32 acres. Boom, boom, boom. Homes carry history. Buyers love hearing it, right? Does everybody know which house that is, by the way? The Adderley house?
Is it in Key West?
Oh my God, Natalie.
Hey, no one else is guessing. I'm throwing it out there.
It's a marathon.
Oh shoot, is that the one on like Lime or Pigeon Key?
Crane Point.
Crane Point.
Crane Point. See, I was close. One of the
Ding, ding,
one of the bird
ding.
ones. One of the bird ones.
See, there's something you didn't know, right? A lot of people may live here, right? I lived in New York most, like, what, 25, 30 years out of my life. I went to the Statue of Liberty once. Okay, so share local facts that build trust in your expertise, right? That you know the community, you're connected to the community. And then a question, hey, what's your favorite historic spot here? Tell me in the comments, or send me a DM, or offer something. If you'd like a list of all the historic places that you must see, the must-see historic places here in Marathon, or the places you must, the things you must do, DM me, I'll send you a list. Okay?
Frank,
Yes.
Frank,
Yes.
this is Pam. Can I correct that first one?
Which one?
When Adderley built his home, he was the oldest home in Florida Keys outside of Key West, because Key West was pretty much built out then.
Okay.
And that's why Flagler started his railroad tracks. The in between was
I was like, there are homes from the 1800s in Key West.
Exactly. Good going, Natalie.
See, there you go.
Just kidding. Continue, Frank. Go ahead. I just patted myself on my back right now, so thanks.
I might post this
Pam.
anyway.
Go for it, Natalie. Somehow you took the credit for it too.
I might post this anyway just to get those kind of reactions. Hey, no, it's not. It's in Key West, right? Because that's going to create engagement, wouldn't it? Maybe I twist something a little bit just to see. Yeah, okay. So good job, Natalie. All right, Hook. Homeowner tips. Add 10K in value with $100. A client swapped out outdated light fixtures and buyers lit up too, right? Quick fixes often bring return on investment. And that's actually true. So things like paint, carpet, low-cost fixes actually have more ROI than major upgrades. So in most things, if you were to renovate your kitchen, you would probably get about 70 cents on the dollar back. So if I spent $100,000 on my kitchen, I would only see about a $70,000 return when I go to resell the house. So, but something like paint or steam cleaning the sidewalk or the driveway, or putting in, clean rocks if you have, a rock driveway, or, landscaping, will actually bring more than an investment. So if I spent $2,000 on painting, I'm actually going to probably see about 2,500 to 3,000 return just for doing that, because things are things that make the house look clean and bright and attractive will have a better return on your value. Although kitchens and bathrooms are the #1 feature in homes that buyers associate the most cost with, right? So if I have to fix up a kitchen or a bathroom, they will associate the most cost with those two areas of the house. So, market myth buster. You can't buy a house on the water for less than $1 million. Think again. I found 6 waterfront homes you can buy right now for less than $900K. How many people believe that right now? How many buyers are out there right now that are saying, hey, I can't buy a house on I would love to buy a house, but if they're $1 million, and that must be, but I actually found one who was 750, so in the 750s. So you can buy a house on the water. Why not bring that out, right? Why not talk about that? Breaking myths builds confidence and leads. So, and then ask the question, what's one thing you've heard about buying that you're not sure is true? Ask me anything, right? Something like that. Community spotlight, right? This is pretty easy. Pick your favorite place you love to go for dinner, or just for a night out, or your favorite local haunt, and do that and feature it, right? Let's see if this causes any controversy. Best fish tacos in town. Debate settled. I stopped by Porky's Bayside Restaurant and wow, right? So is that going to cause any controversy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. So, but that's stuff like that is going to build that engagement. It'll create a conversation, and that's what you want to do, right? So, and then, what's your favorite hidden gem? So these are just 5 different easy things you can do. Local curiosity post, behind the scenes of realtor life. We missed this one, I'm sorry. So if you ever wonder what real estate agents really do all day, so today I previewed 7 homes, hunted down repair bids, still made it to soccer practice. Show your hustle that builds credibility. It also shows that you're here as a full-time professional and that you have a life just like everybody else, right? And then ask people, what do you think? When I was with Remax, I remember a client asked me, if I had about my company car, right? I'm like, oh, it's great they give you a company car. I'm like, no, I bought this, they think this is like, they think it's like on TV, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you'd be surprised what people believe. Not everybody knows what we know, and that's why you want to share some of that information and just show some quick shots. Hey, I'm looking on the MLS, I'm looking at contracts, I'm out there looking at a house, boom, 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 right?
Frank, I can beat you on that one. I had somebody not that long ago be like, oh, so how much does Brian pay you? And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? I'm like, it's the other way around. I was like, oh my gosh. So very, like, just adding to your point, like, people really don't understand like commission or how we get paid a lot of the time.
Don't assume that they do.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely don't.
And that's true of no matter who they are. It doesn't matter whether it's a first-time home buyer or a $50 million buyer or seller. It doesn't matter. You'd be surprised some of the things that I've come across that people believe, which is absolutely not even close to the truth. And also, that's another reason why you don't use acronyms, right? When you tell somebody, oh, I'm going to put it in the MLS, and they look at you like a French bulldog, right? So, and because they don't know, don't assume that people know what that means, right? Use plain, simple language, okay? So Here are how to create videos in less than 5 minutes. I have done this from a perspective of I have no idea what to do, right? These are the tools that you would use. You can use an idea generator through Hootsuite. These are all free, by the way, all right? They don't cost you anything. You can use, and I've got a little prompt in here. You'll get copies of all of this. And I'm going to show you how to do this, by the way. But these are just tools to use if you have no clue what to say or do. Hootsuite, the content ideas generator, can give you some ideas, right? Type in real estate, city, and home tips, or try a couple of different things, and you'll have 10 different hooks and concepts to pull from, right? You could use Social Bee for caption or script writing. And it'll take that hook or idea. You take the hook or idea that you took from Hootsuite, you throw it in Social Bee, and it'll write captions for you, right? There's pretty much any stock library. If you need videos, there are a lot of stock libraries that you can get free information, and you can search anything from kitchen upgrade, local coffee shop. I often use it for stuff to get about the Keys. I get videos about from the 7 Mile Bridge, or different Key West or Key Largo, the fishing, stuff like that. I pull free videos from those things. And I've got a list, by the way. I'm not going to leave you hanging. You do a quick edit. You can do this inside Adobe Express or Canva, and I'm going to show you how to do it in Canva, 1, 2, 3. And then you polish and post your video. So you can polish it up and add any branding to a Canva template. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And then you just repeat the process. Again, you don't need to do this every single time. In fact, what I'm going to show you, I am only going to use my cell phone. I'm going to use Canva. I'm going to use RPR, which is a Realtor Property Resource, and I'm going to use ChatGPT. So those 4 things is all I will need to show you what I'm about to show you. So here's the idea generator. Take you 30 seconds. Shouldn't take you more than that. Just put in what I want, where I'm located, what I want to talk about, and it'll give me the idea. You can create the caption in 1 minute, and you can get the visuals in 1.5 minutes. You do the edit and overlay. Shouldn't take more than 2 minutes, and then just clean it up and put it out. It's 5 minutes or less. Once you do it, you'll get into the swing of it. So let's start off with this. First things first. I'm going to do a market status update, right? I want to go into RPR, Realtor Property Resource. It's narrpr.com. And again, don't worry, everything is for you right here. The links are here. Are in here, so everything's here, okay? So I'm going to go into RPR, and I want to do a specific area. Now in here, what you're going to do is you're going to go to Research, you're going to go Residential Market Trends, and I'm going to type in an area. Now I can go as tight as I want, so meaning I can go to Big Pine Key, and do all of Big Pine Key, or I can do just Pine Channel and just pull up that data. But I can go as narrow as I want. I can even go more narrow if I use the map function. So I can use a map function as well. So for now, I'm just going to go to Big Pine Key, right? And here are the stats for Big Pine Key. Now remember, these stats only come out once a month. So they're usually around the 5th of the month. So these stats are from September, because it's currently October 30th. So October's stats would come out in November 5th. So I can decide what I want to show. Maybe for my example, I just want to talk about single family homes. And you can see I have this data right here. I've got my area. It's going to give me median estimate property value. So I'm looking at all the data that I have here. right? And gives me the sold. I've got the averages. Everything I need is here. Now, I can go and create, if you see here, it says create script. We're going to get to that in just a second, but I just want you to notice it says create script. I can take these stats just the way they are and use them for a video. So I am going to show you how to do that. If you're on a Windows PC, if you're on a Mac, I'm sorry, you're out of luck. You're going to have to figure it out because I don't know how to do it on a Mac. Okay, but if you're on a Windows PC and you push the Windows button, right, the button that has the little squares on there, push the Windows button and the Shift key and the letter R, okay, you will see that there is a little box that pops up here. And with this, I put it on the camera. There's a video and a camera, right? Video and a camera. So I take the camera and all I want is, I want to take maybe this information right here. And I can snip that information right from where I want it to be. And it'll go into what you have a screenshots folder in your pictures directory. So pictures directory, screenshot folder. And then maybe I go down here, maybe I want this stat too. New listings. Boom, I'm grabbing that. Maybe I want to grab
Shift Command 5 on a Mac. Shift Command 5.
Oh, okay, awesome. There you go. So Shift Command 5 on a Mac if you want to do the same thing. But you're going to grab the information that you want to talk about. Now, if you don't want to use RPR, you don't have to. You can go ahead and use, Flex is, just the same. You can go into menu.
Ask a quick question? RPR, will that break it down to waterfront?
Yes, you can. You can,
okay.
you can break down different features and stuff like that. So I can do that as well. I can, and if you want more help with that, Naira, just ask, reach out to me and I'll walk you through it. I can go in here and do market trends graphs. Now I can adjust this for what I want. So maybe I just want a specific area. I could adjust so you can see here I have zip code of 33043, but I can grab these graphs if I wanted, and I can include or not include things I want. In here I can choose a specific time period. It'll give me price trends, it'll give me list price. But again, these are only going to go up till September. The reason I like the RPR is it just seems to be a little more graphically pleasing and easy for people to understand, and the numbers and everything are big and bold and easy to see. So you're going to grab the information that you want from RPR. If I want to, now I'm going to click Create Report here, and I want a market activity template. Report location, Big Pine Key, and I'm going to go September market update. Okay, click continue, and it's going to create the report for me. All right, so this is a downloadable, printable report that I can use. If I take this and go through it, I just want to check, make sure everything's there that I want. You can add or remove pages using this menu over here. We're just going to do it for example purposes. We're going to take it just the way it is. And I'm going to show you something. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to hit Windows Shift R. And this time I'm going to use the video camera. And I'm going to highlight this area right here. Now as soon as I do that, I'm going to click Start. And if you see, this will start to record that part of my screen. Okay, so it's recording what's in that box. I'm going to stop it. It's recording what's in that box. And there it is, right? So if I play it, boom, 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 right? Okay, awesome. So I have that. I have all my assets that I want to use, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I want to go back to my report. I'm going to click Create Script. I'm going to go Video Script, Generate Content. Hopefully it's working today. If not, we'll do it another way.
Frank, while it's going around, you said that you could go to your pictures folder and you would see
Screenshots.
the
Yeah, there's a folder
screenshot
called
file.
Screenshots. It should be created automatically. If you're on Windows. If you're on Mac, that's a different story. So if you look at this, you can see it created a script to talk about the stats that I just pulled, right? I might want to change it. If I want to change it, I can change it professional, conversational, friendly. If I want to gear it towards buyers or sellers, downsizing, I can choose that, right? And update it and then generate content, and it should go a little bit faster. Now, what I do with that is I take that and I throw it into ChatGPT. It is working, it's just working a little bit slower. So I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. So I'm going to throw it into ChatGPT, right? And I'm going to give you a prompt because you know I love prompts. All of this, by the way, just the video, and I have everything all written out for you as well, so you have a reference. But this is the prompt that you want to use. And you can see that it says the prompt is, I'm a real estate agent creating a short 3-minute local market video update using data from RPR, Realtors Property Resource. Please write a teleprompter ready video script that I can read naturally while recording Zoom. Use the simple conversational language, boom, boom, boom. It will give me, these are camera cues. If it'll give me, so hey, look left, look right, you know, give me some suggestions on how to, you know, sit myself. And it will give me, here's my RPR data. Please follow this structure. And you can see it says hook, first 10 seconds, stats summary, next 60 seconds, quick insight, 60 seconds, call to action, 15 seconds. So I've incorporated the exact 4-step formula that I had, or 4-part formula that I told you before, is included in this prompt. So I could take this prompt, and then I have it ending with a short caption for posting the video. I'm going to go ahead and throw this into ChatGPT. And let's see, do we have our... So now there is another way to do that. Okay, what I can do is take this script. This is what I wanted to show you and make it faster. What I can do is take this script. It did pop up. Okay, so I could take this script, and what I want to do is just keep this section here, right? I'm a real estate agent creating a short 3-minute video. Please write a teleprompter ready video script that I can read naturally while recording in Zoom. Okay, so now I'm going to take out this part. I'm going to leave this and just type in, here is the script structure from RPR. Right? Here's the script from RPR. Follow this structure. So I'm going to put the script that whoops. Okay, that was me, sorry. Let me take this back again. Hit the wrong button. Okay. I'm going to put this back in again. I'm going to go back and grab that script. And here's the script from RPR. And we hit shift that time, okay. All right, now put in the script and hit that. It's going to create the script, and we're going to jump ahead and see, this is what it gave me, right? So now I take the script, I put it in Word, and I just check to make sure that the information is accurate. So for example, the last time I did this, it came up with a number of 944,000 when the actual number was 949,000. And I added it. I read through the script and then made changes based on what I wanted to get out there and my information, and added some things into it to make it sound more like me. So I never take anything straight from ChatGPT and just put it out there, okay? What I do is I look at it and then modify it. And ChatGPT helps me format my thoughts, right? And an easy way to do that, by the way, I'll give you a quick tip, free tip, okay, is you see the little dictate button on top of Word here? If you have thoughts or an idea, use that, dictate into a blank sheet in Word, and then take what you just said and throw it into ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, help me make sense of this, help me format an idea from this, or help me make it clear and understandable, right? So I just talk into Word, and then I take what I talked about and I put it into ChatGPT and I say, okay, help me make this happen. Help me format this. So it's a great way to do it, right? So I'm taking Word here. I've got my script, and now I'm going to record. And also in order to record, I'm going to go, I can do this with my phone. I can do this with, I can do this within Canva. I could do this in Zoom. You can use any platform, okay? But I'm going to record myself, right? So in this particular instance, I just recorded myself using the camera that's within my laptop, okay? And what we did was, and I'm going to jump ahead here, again, hopefully it published. Okay, I created this video with the information using the exact steps that I just showed you, right? So here's a YouTube video. If you're a homeowner in Big Pine Key, here's something you might want to think about. Our housing supply just dropped by 18% in 1 month. That means there's less competition for sellers and more opportunity if you price right. I'm Frank Verna. I'm the manager of Coldwell Banker Schmidt Real Estate here in Big Pine Key. And this is your 1-minute market overview for homes located in 33043. While it might seem that homes have been a little slower, in sales, there is promising news on the market. The Federal Reserve just announced another reduction in rates, and this is great news because lower mortgage rates will be coming in the next few weeks, and that'll increase buyer demand. In addition to that, right now, we're sitting at about a 7.6-month supply of single-family homes. Now that's down both month over month and year over year. What that means, if no other homes came on the market as of today, within 7.6 months, we would be sold out of homes and there'd be nothing left to buy. The median active listing price, that means homes that are for sale right now, is right around $949,000. And homes are spending roughly 102 days on the market, which is slightly up from last month. The median sold price is sitting at $634,750, and homes are selling for about 95.95% of their asking price. So the buyers are still active, they're just being selective. So what does all this mean? With fewer listings and longer market times, it's a balancing act. If you're selling, you've got less competition, but buyers are cautious and value-driven. That's why presentation and pricing are everything right now. If you're thinking about selling your home, stage it, price it right, and you'll stand out from the pack. If you're buying, this slower pace gives you breathing room to negotiate. But if you wait too long, it could mean missing your shot if this inventory keeps tightening. If you'd like the full detailed drill down on where the market for Big Pine Key is right now and where it might be going, just send me a DM and I'll send you the full report. Now, this is going to include sales and rental information and a couple of surprise results that are in there. And then also, you know what, let me know in the comments if you think the market's going to go up, go down, or do you think it's just going to stay steady? And you know, whether you're thinking about listing or just curious about what your home's worth in today's market, we'd love to help you make sense of it all. Again, I'm Frank Verna. I'm the manager of Coldwell Banker Schmidt Real Estate here in Big Pine Key, and this has been your 1-minute Big Pine Key market update. See you next month. Okay, so there are a couple of different things that I did there, right? Those screenshots, right, that I took, you can see are used in the video as I'm talking about them. So it creates something that has them creates the information, it validates the information that I'm providing them. At the front of the video, I make a statement, and you'll notice that the video has, why did 18% of homes disappear? And I've got a little bit of information in the, and again, I did this quick. I would actually optimize this if I wanted to use it for YouTube. I would put, why did 18% of homes in Big Pine Key disappear? And do that. But we use that as a hook. That's the hook. Well, what do you mean 18% of homes disappeared? And we use that as the lead in. And then we go through the market stats. Then I make them an offer. Okay, if we use by using that report, the recording of the report that I made, right? So that you see the whole thing go scroll by, so that you can see, oh, like the full detailed drill, right? So now I'm providing them something of value, a reason to reach out to me, and then I ask them, hey, what do you think the market's going to do? Which way do you think it's going to go? And tell me why, right? So we've covered a couple of different ways, and this took really no time. How did I create the video? I'm going to show you real quick in Canva. So this is the actual video I created in Canva, and I did this because you guys are going to all get access to Canva, and it's very, very, very simple. So the first thing I did was I took the video. Now, I will say this, had I thought about how I wanted to format the video, I would have done myself on one side, videoed myself on one side of the frame, and used the stats to put on the other side of my head, instead of putting an overlay. But I just took this video, I ran through it, I don't know, 3-4 times, and I just went with it. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to sound like you're on, Channel 5 News. I left mistakes in there. You want to be human. You're a person. It's okay. People make mistakes. People flip, lose their track of thought. They lose their speech pattern. So go ahead and just upload the video, and then I add the other things to it. So if I were to break this down, you'll see on the bottom, there are different things. And I could add audio to this too, some background music. So I have this is the main track, which is the video itself. So I just upload the video and put it in there, okay? And then on the next track, you'll see these are my graphics. How do I do that? It's very simple. I go to my uploads. This is where I uploaded the graphics that I used. And I simply grab the graphic, drag it over, and put it where I want it to be. And that's it. That's all I have to do. Right? If I want to use this one, I go throw it in here. And what will happen is it'll come up, it'll make its own track right here. And then I can easily adjust it. I can slide it back and forth to where it needs to be. I can make it last longer by clicking the edges and dragging it out. Or I can shorten it by pushing them together. So I've got the video. Now I've got my graphics overlaid. I put in a logo, which was exactly the same thing. I just took the logo that we have. I took it, I dragged it, and placed it where I wanted it to be, and made made it smaller. And then on the next track, I did also drag it out, right? So I made sure that when I put it there, you can see that this was dragged out to the full length of the video, so it would stay there for the whole time that I'm talking. Then I added text, which was just going to text, going to title, and just to make this stand out, we're going to turn it in, make it white. And you can add a little effect to it, just to make it stand up more, or leave it flat, choose whatever you want, and then put it on there. And then what you do is you just, again, I take it, I put it here, and I stretch it out for the length of the video. So that's how I get my name on the bottom, okay? And that's it. That's all I did. No other editing. The way I edited myself within the video was I clicked stop. Or I'm sorry, not stop, pause. Okay? So I took my script. Let me show you real quick. I took my script. I printed it out in big letters, and then I folded it for each paragraph. I folded it for each paragraph. And I said this part, then I hit pause. Then I said this part, and then I hit pause. And then I said this part, and then I hit pause. And then I said this part, and then I hit pause. And that's how I did the editing. That was it. 1, 2, 3. As you do more and more of it, it gets easier and easier. So this is a really easy way to get your authority out there. And then once a month, you do exactly the same thing. I run the same process. I go to RPR, I pull up the month for October, then I create the report, I create the script, I take the script, I drop it into ChatGPT, and I put it into Word so I can edit it and make it sound more like me. It also helps keep me on track, right? So I know what's coming up next, okay? And then I go in and record, right? I can use my phone to record myself. I can use Canva to record myself. I can use Zoom to record myself. It doesn't really matter. It's really whatever is most comfortable for you. I record myself. I go to Canva. I throw my video into Canva. Whoops. Give me 1 second here. I forgot to share. I throw my video into Canva, and then simple. I upload the things that I snapped from RPR, and I put them into the video by drag and drop. Drag and drop. That's it. Drag and drop. And then I just have to match them up to where I say that part. And I do that by dragging it to that part, right? And if I need it longer, I stretch it out. If I want it shorter, I pull it in, okay? Add logos if you want. You can add pictures if you want. Add text so you have your name. You can put your contact information on there. Do whatever you want. And then upload it to whatever platform you want to use. In this particular example, I uploaded it to YouTube. I do have tools on YouTube that you most likely don't have, so don't pay attention to this part. You just upload it into YouTube Studio on your channel, and you let it go, right? You can do every video just like this. If I'm if I'm talking to somebody or having a conversation with a business owner, hey, or somebody like a fishing expert, and why do you want to fish in Isla Mirada? What's so great about Isla Mirada? Tell me more about the fishing here. If I'm a sport fisherman, do I want to come here? Why, if I'm not, if it's my first experience sport fishing, do I want to come here? Things like that, and just put it out there. Put your name on there, put a logo if you want, and put it out. You can do the same process for every single one of those little processes little steps, templates that I gave you. You can do exactly the same thing. Everything is here. All the prompt, the full prompt is here if you want to use the full prompt. Or if you have a script that you're getting from RPR, which I can't, obviously you can't do that in Flex. If you're using Flex, you need the full script. If you're grabbing the script from RPR, just all you need to do is grab this part, make it sound however you want it to sound, and include the script. And hit it into ChatGPT, and you are good to go. Does anybody have any questions about that process? Just about that process?
Where do I begin? I'll need to sit down with you, Frank.
Okay. Again, it's easy, very, very, that's why I gave you the steps, okay? But yes, if anybody wants help with this, anybody wants to get, needs a hand walking through, please reach out to me. It's very, very easy. Once you get it, it's important to put it out there, right? And it gets way, way faster each time you do it. Like, look at Naira. Naira is like, she's better at ChatGPT than I am right now, so.
Well, I don't know about that, but thank you.
She's done great with it. So again, remember the compounding effect. Every post, every prospecting call, and follow-up that you do with a lead is a seed. And the problem is, and why most agents lose, is because they quit before the harvest. You're not just building transactions, you're building momentum and you're building mind share. And that's what I want. I want to occupy that real estate that deals with real estate. They're selling or buying a home. I want to occupy that real estate. Here are some things I thought I would give you. This is some stuff that I'm doing in future trainings. So just so you understand, every training is going to include a mindset, a method, and a momentum. Meaning we're going to talk about the why and what you need to do in order to break through and create confidence and consistency. And then we're going to talk about how to do it using different tools that we're going to be that I'm going to be introducing to you. A lot of the tools you already know and you're already using, so we're going to make it easier. And then how to have momentum, how to track it, be accountable, how to scale it, how to build long-term authority. So we're going to do it in different phases. This is phase one, building the platform. That's a brand identity, digital setup, and getting yourself out there. And we need a prospecting rhythm. And then we're going to work on getting noticed and connected. We're going to build authority, and we're going to own the market. And if you do this over 90 days, you will find that you're getting more and more known, trusted, and chosen for your business. So here are the links that are to the different tools that we talked about, and here's some different places you can get some free video and photos if you want, and graphics and posting. So here's
Frank, I have a question.
Yes.
When you say you're uploading the video into Canva, does it have to be in a certain format? Like
So
when you upload it?
Mostly, if you use if you're using your computer or you're using your phone, most of them will default to an MP4 format.
Perfect.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's fine. But there are it will take different formats. There's VMW and stuff like that. But the MP4 would be the preference.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
But you should default to that. Your phone's
Okay.
going to default to that.
I think
Frank?
mine does.
Any other questions?
Frank,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes.
You referred back to where that you have this all pulled together, this outline. Where is that place that you have it?
It's gonna be in the email that Steve sends out. With
Steve is sending out an email with a link probably to the video too, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Just wanted to clarify that.
Awesome.
It was, yeah, it's a lot of information. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Again, it's not about posting more, it's about posting smarter. It is about consistency. And when you give value and stand out, your community sees you as a local go-to expert. Does anybody else have any questions or anything? If you
No,
want to help.
just a comment in that I feel like once I sit down with you and kind of can do it, because that's how I learn
Mhm.
by doing.
Mhm.
Because I do have some ideas floating in my mind what I'd like to do. So I'm going to use the information that you're going to send to us and see if how much I can get done before I attack you.
No problem. Okay, and then again, I'll give you this real quick. You need the data first. So whether you use Flex or RPR, you need the data first. Choose what data you're going to be talking about, right? Create the script using RPR, or you use the prompt that I'm providing to you if you're using Flex, okay? And put that into ChatGPT to create your script. Record yourself with the script. Once you finalize the script, record yourself. Then take the recording, put it in Canva, and then add in your graphics and everything. And it really is very easy to do basic editing in there, okay?
What
And
do you mean when you're using Flex?
if you're using Flex for your data rather than RPR for the data, right? Flex doesn't offer you an opportunity to create a script. So you can't create a script from the data. So you have to use the full prompt that I provide. That's why I provided you with 2 prompts. Okay, so there's this big prompt here, right? If I'm pulling data from Flex, I'm going to use this big prompt here, right? If I'm using a pre-written script from RPR, all I need then is just this part. And Alina, if you want help with that, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you with that. Okay? So you're going to have to be,
I've never used RPR at all.
and most agents haven't. I think it's a great resource. It's probably the most worthwhile thing that the NAR puts out. So, but all the steps are here in all typed out and written out for you. Even how to use the snipping tool to record your screen or take screenshots. The prompt is here for you, so you're going to get that. You're going to get the full deck of all of this and the recording for what we just went over. All right. Anybody else have any questions? I thank you all so much for your time and your patience. And if you would like help with this, if you want to build your lead generation, and I didn't mention that. So starting next month, it's not going to be just social, it's not social mastery, it's going to be lead gen mastery. And I'm going to talk about lots of different ways that you can integrate different processes and strategies to make your lead generation much more effective. Okay? That's it. Thank you so much. You all have a great day, and get out there and get some listings.
All right,
Thanks,
Frank.
Frank.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Frank.
Frank.
Very well.
Bye.
Bye, guys.